Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to 31 Days of Reflections. Tonight is the 20th day of this awesome journey that you're taking with me. You're journeying with me, you're following me from destruction to deliverance. And it's been a bumpy ride. As far as the book is concerned, it was bumpy. Oh my goodness, was it bumpy. But in the end, in between time, in the meantime, no matter what, God has showed his love for me. He never stopped. He never did stop. He's never stopped, nor will he ever stop in the future. So I'm grateful that you have been following me on this journey, allowing me to reflect back, to become a reader of my word instead of a writer. It's one thing when you're writing, but when you're able to come back and actually read what you wrote in a calm, peaceful manner, it just made me reflect even more. Of course, there were some critiques I made, but the book is what it is. It's about me. I can't tell you anything more, anything less in this version. There might be a part two one day, I don't know. But I know there are more writings that are coming up in the very near future. But right now, let me tell you, Linda D. Wattley, congratulations. This is day 20, and every 10th day I give a gift. Yes, I do want you to buy my book. This is to everybody, not just to you, Linda. But I really would appreciate it. The book can be purchased on Amazon.com. Oh, How He Loves Me, Reflections of God's Love for Me and for You. But tonight, I'm giving. Tonight, Linda D. Wattley, who is an author in her own right, has won a free audio copy, or audio version of Oh, How He Loves Me. Linda, thank you for being such a supporter. You did what was asked of to become eligible. You put comments on my YouTube channel page. You let me know how you were being inspired by the 31 Days of Reflections. You talked about how you have been able to personally reflect upon what has been said on these videos. So I thank you. I thank you with the gift of a free audio book to keep or share as you choose. So everybody jump over to Facebook, give Linda D. Wattley a big old shout out and a congratulations. And like I said, she's an author in her own rights. She's the author of Soldier with a Backpack, Living and Dying Simultaneously, a book about post-traumatic stress disorder, and a lot more. So support her also. Okay, congratulations, Linda. See, get in contact with me after this video. So, moving right along, as we always do, we start off every night of reflections with a Bible verse, which is in the book. Okay, it's the Word. And tonight is 1 Peter, 5th chapter, 6th through the 7th verse. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, so that at the proper time he may exalt you, casting all your anxieties on him, because he cares for you. Wow, that's powerful. That is powerful. He said, cast all of your anxieties on him. Not some of them, not a few, not for you to pick and choose which ones you want to give him and which ones you want to keep. He said, cast all of your anxieties on him because he cares for you. He cares for you. And at the proper time, he'll exalt you. He will exalt you. How awesome is that? That he will lift you up. Oh, when I reflect back on how he brought me out of a living grave, he lifted me up out of the muck and the mire. How he saved a wretch like me. How he's taken me from not having a high school diploma to having a bachelor's degree, from being homeless to being a homeowner, from being unemployable to being, having multi businesses, having my own radio show, being an author, from addict to author. How awesome is that? From not seemingly caring about anything to becoming a giver, and giving from my heart. Not because I have to, not because I need to, but because I want to. Because I love people. I have come to love people where I didn't care about anybody. I didn't care about what you said. I didn't care about what you did. All I wanted was some more dope. All I wanted was another hit, another puff, another pill, another drink. I just wanted anything that was going to take me out of me. So I didn't have to feel. I didn't have to think. A person could have just did anything to me. Again, like I said before, I was a follower. I wasn't a leader. I thought I was, but I wasn't. I was a follower. And so, in turn, guys, they said God takes care of babies and fools. So he took care of me. I was both. He took so good of a care of me that I couldn't go anywhere but up. He sat me down where it says, under the mighty hand of, he said, humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God. I had gotten as low as I could go. And I got even lower than I thought I could go, because I told you, I surrendered in a mental institution. Not in your normal garden variety detox center, not one of those lavish treatment programs that you hear or read about, you see on TV or read about in the news, the treatment center of the stars. No, he put me in a crazy house. I keep saying mental institute. It was a crazy house. I had the crazy house socks with the skid things on the bottom so I wouldn't slide and fall and hit my head somewhere. I went in maybe weighing 100 pounds, soaking wet, wearing my grandmother's hair with these big raccoon circles around my eyes, the belt looped around my imaginary waist about 2 or 3 times, and then still had the nerve to be arrogant, looking at people in that place like I was better than them. What I found out was I wasn't any better. I wasn't any better. In fact, was I not any better, I was probably even worse. Because these other people in this center, in this crazy house or mental institution, any way you want to label it, most of them were there because of things that they absolutely had no control over. None. Absolutely none. Mental illness is real, people. It is real. And I witnessed this firsthand in this mental institution, November the 1st, 1989. So these people were there because of things they had no control over. I was there because I was a drunk. I was a dope head. I was a crackhead. I went in there because once I started using, I didn't know how to stop. I needed to be sat down. I needed to be institutionalized to make any sense out of my life. And thank God for God. He sat me down. He sat me down in a mental institution. And from there, I became, dependent on him. I formed an intimate relationship with him. I began to talk to him. I began to know why I had to go through what I had to go through. I'm still learning. He's still talking to me. But the process began. Trust the process. Trust God, because he cares for you. He cares for you. Who do you think is doing all of these things for you? Who do you think gave you your job? Bought you your car? Put food on your table? Put clothes on your back? Who do you think does that? You don't have that power. You've never had it. You'll never have it. It's only God. And he only does it because he loves you. A parent wouldn't give you anything if they didn't love you. You know, he loves you. Jesus, our brother, died on that cross for us because he loved us. He could have got down off that cross anytime he wanted to. Okay? He could have got down off of that cross anytime he wanted to. He chose not to. Why? Because he loves us. Because he loves us. As I reflect back, I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for what he's done for me because he didn't have to do it. He didn't. He could have left me out on the street. He could have had me locked up in jail. He could have killed me. He could have let me kill myself, but he didn't let that happen. He didn't let that happen. Why? Because he loves me. Doesn't it feel good to be loved? Doesn't it feel good to be kept? It is a blessing. Oh, I declare, and I decree that he has brought me from addict to awesome. From addict to awesome. I'm awesome. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. I'm a child of God. I'm made in his image. He knew me before I was formed in my mother's womb. He knew me. He made me. He loved me. And he's going to continue loving me. So tonight, again, I just want to say thank you. This has been day 20 of Oh How He Loves Me, reflections of God's love for me and for you. And I ask you to reflect about the goodness of God in your life, where he's brought you from. Remember then? What about now? What happened between here and there? Okay, something happened, and it's something miraculous, I'm sure. And if the miracle hasn't happened, wait for it. Wait on the Lord. It's coming. It's coming. He's got it waiting for you. When the pupil is ready, the teacher will appear. That's what I was told. And when I could just go no farther down, when I could get no lower, when I was at the lowest of the low, whew, that's when he brought me up. When I said those few little words, God help me. God help me. Just 3 little words. I didn't know a prayer. God help me. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I feel so unnecessary. Please help me. And he did. Not how I expected it, but but he did. He did. And that's all that matters. So I'm wishing you a blessed evening. I will see you tomorrow for day 21 of 31 days of reflections based on Oh How He Loves Me, reflections of God's love for me and for you. It's still not too late for you to pick up the book. It's on Amazon.com. And continue to join me every evening for 31 days of reflections. This has been day 20. Linda Wattley, again, congratulations on the winning of an audio book of Oh How He Loves Me. Everybody remember, something greater is happening in your lives today. Rejoice and be glad. And have a blessed evening. See you tomorrow.